Yo, what's up YouTube? Today we're gonna be breaking down exactly how TJR Trades makes over $1 million a month and is not through day trading, right? So I'm gonna be breaking this down into how he actually gets eyeballs and how he generates these eyeballs into leads, paying for his, certain info products, right? And this video is only for you if you have an info product and you're looking for some inspiration and some ways on how you can scale it from somebody like TJR Trades, who obviously does it at very, very high scale, or you're somebody who growth operates, right? So you help other people scale their info products and you're looking for some potential frameworks or systems that you can implement on your clients to help you make them more money and in turn yourself more money, right? So I'm going to first obviously touch on how he actually gets traffic. So GGR has multiple different traffic sources, right? And we'll look at his TikTok first. So you can see right here's his TikTok. He has, his random profile picture, his bio right here, and he's basically pushing all of his traffic into a challenge webinar, right? A challenge funnel, whatever you want to call it. So a 3-day live trading combine, right? Where he's basically going to teach you how to trade, how to develop like a more better mindset for trading, etc., all across a 3-day live sort of thing, right? So his TikTok content is honestly very, very random. And it's a sort of different content strategy. Most people in info post like strictly value or like, mindset videos, raw videos. But his one's sort of different. It's sort of similar to Brez as well. So it's mainly just spam, right? He spams a ton of videos. Like he literally posts a bunch. As you can see, this one's him watching like reacting to something from Marlon, post stuff like this, just mainly just talking videos, right? Like him sort of just showing off who he is and his personality. He also does the re-upload method. So he basically posts a ton of videos on TikTok. Then the ones that sort of do better and are outliers, he then goes ahead and posts them to his Instagram, right? Just because obviously on your Instagram you want to have it like slightly more, better looking and just more higher end. He posts some trading videos, like as you can see, I think this was about the how the cryptocurrency dropped like yesterday or something like that. So he definitely does post some, but he mainly just posts a ton of like these ones showing off his personality, right? And this is very, very different because when you go into his videos, you always see people in his comments saying like, "Oh yeah, this is my mentor," or like, "Oh yeah, this guy is so rich, he's literally one of us," which is a sort of a good thing because he's being relatable, but at the same time, he's also, grabbing out, like getting more traffic for his coaching program. Because obviously he's not posting for no reason, right? He's not just posting for fun. There's obviously a motive behind that. And it is basically just getting more eyeballs, more traffic to then push down his funnel to then obviously eventually buy into one of his info products, right? So, it is pre-calculated, even though it may not seem like it is. But really, TikTok is a great form of reach, right? Like he has 1.4 million followers, 80 million likes, which is a ton. So I mean, yeah, like that's really the main focus of TikTok. Next, we have his YouTube. So his YouTube's obviously probably the place where he's making like his biggest social media, right? Like he could probably still print without TikTok, without Instagram. His YouTube is really where it's really the money maker, right? Obviously, he has 1 million subscribers, and YouTube is so good because you can even have 1,000 subscribers, even 100 subscribers on YouTube, and still print with the info product because on YouTube people are going to spend way more time with you. And Google actually did a study where they basically studied, like how much hours of content you have to consume of somebody to actually buy into their info product. And they came across the 7-hour rule, right? Where if you consume 7 hours or more worth of somebody's content, you're going to be way more likely to buy from them. And obviously, it's much easier to do that through YouTube compared to stuff like TikTok or Instagram and whatnot, right? Also, people buy from people that they know, like, and trust. And what better place to do that than through YouTube? Because obviously, people are going to spend the most time with you on your YouTube channel, right? So him having 1 million followers on YouTube, I mean subscribers on YouTube, is very, very helpful, and it's going to be a massive driving factor to the amount of money that he actually makes from his info. So on YouTube, he actually has a pretty specific content strategy, which I'm going to break down. So his top of funnel is basically just pure lifestyle videos, right? So basically just videos that grab attention and just make the average like YouTube viewer, I guess, just stop in their tracks trying to say, "Oh, what is this video?" Right? So for example, he made one about like when he was in London, just lifestyle vlogs pretty much. He obviously lives a cool lifestyle. He makes a ton of money, so why don't he just vlog it and that be his top of funnel? And those are really what attracts the main people coming into his funnel. Um, and that's basically for like his top of funnel. Then his middle of funnel are basically value videos, right? So as you can see, that how to start day trading as a beginner in 2025. This is like a 9-hour course, so it's a pretty long one. Another one's how I made $1 million in 6 months of day trading strategy revealed. It's like a 51-minute video, and then the stupid simple strategy that makes me $150,000 a month, right? Back tested results, right? So it's these basic value videos. As you can see, he has a thumbnail. These are sort of videos that are just going to be way more valuable compared to just obviously his top of funnel, which is going to be purely lifestyle vlogs. But at the same time, they're still going to grab a good amount of attention and still get a whole lot of views. Like, as you can see, this one right here, 440K views. Obviously, this is a bit of an outlier because it's literally a 9-hour course. Again, this one 100,000 views. So yeah, these are basically just like strategy explainer videos. They build more authority plus trust. And then for his bottom of funnel, he's basically his live trading videos. So this is very, very good, very, very essential for this whole YouTube strategy. Like he could probably post these alone and still print his info just because like it's unique, right? Like in the trading info space, it is one of the most notoriously known for scammers, right? Like we have all these people doing um like the signals groups and like all of this different BS. So him posting that he actually trades and like actually does it live, as you can see, he's up 400K just from trading alone. Obviously, I think he makes probably more money through info compared to trading, but he still does make money from trading, obviously, right? To have a good info product, you need to actually be good at what you preach, right? So he basically just records himself trading live, and those are the majority of his videos, right? And they basically act as more funnel. So this one, basically all these ones are just super raw, no thumbnail. As you can see, they don't have as many views. They still do kept views, but not as many compared to the other ones. But this is where people like the people who are watching these videos can be people who are like pretty invested into who he is, right? And obviously way more likely to actually buy into any type of info product that he's selling. So yeah, they just made $100,000 in like an hour session of trading. It's pretty insane, right? So yeah, these just show proof, create daily retention, and is the main converter in his sales funnel, right? So after his YouTube, we have his Instagram. So his Instagram is nothing too crazy. It's honestly pretty simple. It's sort of similar to the TikTok. As you see, again, 1.3 million followers, which is a bunch. He has a at to his second Instagram, which I'm going to break down in a second, and at to Kill Tech, which is his clothing brand. And his bio is very simple. Top floor boss. I don't even know what that means. Click here to learn directly from. Click here to learn from me directly. That's basically just a link down his funnel, right? So very, very simple IG. Again, the take videos on here are basically just ones from his TikTok. Like it's really nothing crazy. And he has a bunch of like just sort of lifestyle posts, like his car and whatnot, right? The biggest thing on his Instagram, which every single course seller should be doing, is having a bunch of testimonials. Like he has a ton of just testimonials. Also, his Instagram just looks good. As you can see, he has like the covers. It's just like aesthetically pleasing. But he just has a ton of testimonials. And like I think every single one of these highlights is like a ton, like the ones that's like so many different stories. So just having that in place is just really, really helpful because obviously people are actually going to want to see that he actually gets people results. And again, like I said earlier, trading is like pretty much known for being one of the most like scammiest info product niches. So him having like a wave of testimonials is just going to be a really like it's sort of going to be like a no brainer for his offer, right? So yeah, that's it for his Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Then you can see he finally has another Instagram page. So on this one is it's just TJR get my free course, and I'm going to break down what this is and again in a second. He has 200K followers on here, and to be honest with you guys, I don't know the complete point of this. It's pretty much just random posts. I'm assuming it's just to get extra reach, right? Like the stuff he posts on this are completely different to what he posts on his TikTok and his Instagram. So yeah, really what I'm assuming this is just extra reach. Obviously, he's posting different videos, so maybe hit like a different type of audience, which is going to get him even more traffic in turn, right? So he posts like this AI one. He has posted some AI ones on his other pages, but like they're not the same as this one. Like random sort of edits, like literally just random stuff, right? But it's I think it's just to get him even more reach. But yeah, that's basically for his top of funnel. It's just content. And he does it very, very well. Again, the YouTube is really the main thing here because of the no like trust formula. People only really buy from people that they know, like, and trust, right? And obviously, Instagram and TikTok are great for getting people to know you, but to get people to like you and trust you, YouTube is going to be the main, moving mechanism in that, right? So now let's actually get into how he generates leads. So on his Instagram, he has these two links right here, right? So apply to be my student and then join a 3-day live trading combine. Okay, so this right here is basically just one-to-one coaching, I'm assuming. And then this one right here is to a live challenge funnel, which I'll break down, right? So this is where this link takes you. So this system will create the next wave of profitable traders in 2025, right? Discover my unique approach and how I've helped thousands of traders just like you become consistently profitable. So what I'm assuming this probably is some type of free training funnel. I'm pretty sure I have actually opted into this before, like a while ago, just because I was just funnel hacking it for fun. Um, but for some reason, it didn't actually let me join this, right? I have no idea why. Like, I pressed this, I entered my details, and there was no button telling me to like take the next step. And I'm pretty sure why this is because he's trying to push all of his traffic just into this right here, like which I'll break down, like I said. Um, that's what I'm assuming it is, because like, I mean, if he just doesn't work right, then he'd just be losing out on a ton of money. Right? I don't really see why he'd be doing that. So I'm assuming that he's just trying to push all of his traffic into his live webinar. So yeah, like I don't really know what this is, but I'm pretty sure it's just gonna be some type of free training, and you probably just enter your details, and then book a call for that type form or something of that nature, right? So here is where the other link takes you to. So I'll just break this down quickly. So unlock the shortcut to day trading success, learn to trade in only 3 days, right? So it's a 3 day live challenge funnel, right? Webinar. So it's basically gonna be a 3 day sequence of just live sort of sessions with him where he's gonna be going over some certain trading things, right? He's just teaching his audience, right? So CTA right here. He doesn't really have any VSL here. Like I don't think he has one. I could have sworn when I was checking this out earlier he did, but I'm assuming he probably just doesn't. Whoa. Yeah, this page is pretty stacked. So as you can see, there's a bit of just urgency here. Early bird pricing ends in 2 days from now. So that's on the 13th. And then what you're actually going to learn. So this is very, very important for him to have like very much like at the top of the page, because obviously, a confused prospect is never ever going to buy. So my 4 day trading strategy revealed, mindset mastery, which is going over some mindset stuff, and how to scale in trading and in life, right? So it overall seems pretty valuable. Obviously 3 days, which isn't really too long, of just straight value straight from TJR, right? And just obviously, sort of reading your mind, right? Because like what's going to happen if you don't do anything compared to what if you actually join the funnel, the webinar, sorry. So, attending it, you're gonna get all these things. If you skip it, you're gonna get this. And obviously like a little intro to TJR is. So TJR went from blowing up his funded accounts to building a consistent 6-figure trading career. Today, he's coached over 4,000 students who are now profitable full-time traders, right? Here are some speakers, which I'm assuming are probably going to be in, the calls. So Umar, I don't really know who this is. Orangey, I think he's another trader. And again, I don't know who this is, right? But it's just good to have some speakers in there because it's going to incentivize people to actually sign up for it even more. So then some event details, again, like I said, a confused prospect never really buys. So you need to know exactly, when it is, where it is, and what it's actually going to consist of. And then, you can get your ticket, right? So whenever we see challenge funnels like live webinars from most other creators, they are usually free, right? Like you can actually join them, and what they're going to do is probably upsell you on their one-to-one coaching at the end of that webinar. But for his one, it is paid, right? So as you can see, general admission. So you just basically get to have the recordings of it after. You don't join this little raffle for a giveaway, and you don't get like this little thing was like a live private session. This one's $47, and then the VIP one basically just has all those things plus all the other things above, right? So the reason why TJR is probably having a paid webinar is just because of the fact that A is 3 days, so there's actually gonna be a ton of value in there. Obviously, regular webinars still have a ton of value, but like a webinar across 3 days, which is pure value, so obviously can be very, very helpful. And B, because obviously has such a big audience, right? TJR posts all these different, like funny sort of meme style videos. And he has a ton of reach, right? He has like 1 million followers across literally TikTok. He has 1 million followers per social media, like 1 million subscribers, 1 million on TikTok, around over 1 million on IG as well. So obviously with all of that reach, why wouldn't you want to like do a paid one, right? Like it really does not make any sense not to, because either way, you're still going to get a ton of signups. So you might as well just make some more money there. I'm assuming that he probably is also going to upsell on his one-to-one coaching in this anyway by the end of it, or like at some point. Even if he doesn't, people joining his webinar are still just inevitably going to buy from him, like buy into his one-to-one at the end of it, just because obviously they've got more value, more nurturing from him. So yeah, like it's definitely going to make up a ton. And yeah, if you have a massive audience, it just makes way more sense to do a sort of like a cheaper, lower ticket webinar challenge or anything like that. So yeah, then you have some frequently asked questions as well. Again, you can't really be confused coming into this. You know exactly, where everything's going to be. Like just the different questions that you may have to get answered. And yeah, that's literally it. So on his Instagram as well, and on some other social medias, I think it was like some YouTube subscriptions, he also pushes his traffic into this, right? So what I'm guessing this could be is the same lead magnet that he gives people through this. Like that's probably what I'm assuming. Otherwise it won't really make too much sense. But basically what it is just a free 5-hour day trading course, right? So you can enter your details and then get access to it. So once you enter your details and whatnot, you have to fill out some stuff, and then you get taken to this page where he basically sells another low ticket ebook, right? Again, it makes sense for him to be doing low ticket just because A, a lot of traders are potentially just broke, and B, he has a massive audience, so he can afford to sell low ticket, right? If you have a small audience, always sell high ticket, but the more the larger audience gets, the cheaper your info product should be, right? Like it just makes perfect sense. So yeah, you can either get his 33-page ebook or just get the free course that he promises you. So once you just say, oh yeah, I want to get the free course, he sends you to this page, which is again very very important because he's obviously going to start an email sequence with you to obviously nurture you to eventually get you to maybe buy into one of his info products in the future. So he needs to basically just make sure that your emails are getting into the primary inbox, right? So yeah, him doing this is pretty smart, just to really make sure of that. Because obviously his email is going to be in the promotions tab. And I also break down the email quickly. So again, it's very, very important that he does this. And he has like a little thing which does in his email as well, which is basically just confirming that his email is going to be in the primary inbox just to make sure that you're actually getting nurtured as much as possible. Basically just to maximize the amount of money that he finally makes. So Daniel with TJR, look, I know you want that free trading course. I'll give it to you in a second. So just some good copy. Um, and then reply to this with ready. So what that's basically going to do is basically, if you reply to this email, I'm pretty sure like 99% sure it's going to make all his other emails go into the primary inbox instead, right? So yeah, that's just the reason as to why he does that. And then also just a little bit of urgency. So obviously this isn't even him writing it, it's just a copywriter. But it's just gonna make you feel a bit like, oh yeah, I need to actually do this because he says if I don't hear from you in 48 hours, I'll assume that you're not serious about trading and I'll remove you from the list. No hard feelings. So he's basically just really pushing you to say, just to reply to this email, just to make sure that his emails come in the primary inbox to then nurture you even more over time, right? So that is it for TJR's $1 million a month sales funnel. He has a very, very good funnel in place. He's making a ton, and overall, just seems like he's killing it, right? Especially in the trading game. I don't really have too much knowledge on trading, but it still does seem like he is doing very, very well, right? So if you are a coach or a creator, you're looking for somebody to help you potentially scale your info product, what you can do is book a free call with me down below. I'll basically audit your whole business, provide you with a free roadmap on how you can actually scale it up for the future. So yeah, go ahead and book that call me down below. It'll be a complete free call. Obviously, I'll then hit you with the offer at the end. There's not going to be any type of hard close round. I'm just going to hit you with a straight up offer that's actually going to be able to help your business. And either way, if you don't decide to work with me, you'll still get a ton of free value on that call, right? So yeah, go ahead and book that call me down below. Also, if you want to, connect with me or ask me any questions, join my free Discord server. It's going to be in the description below. Let me know what types of videos you guys want to see next, whether it be more funnel hacks, more growth operating videos, more like just in general scaling info videos, whatever it may be. Just drop a comment down below. I'll read every single one of them. And yeah, that's it. Peace.